In the last few competitions, I've noticed I leak most of my shots over 3 holes, and that's because I end up making double bogey rather than saving bogey at worst or even scrambling a par. So this got me thinking about what the patterns are behind those double bogeys, and I've noticed that it's 2 things: a leaky tee shot and a greedy neck shot. So the leaky tee shot might be the thing that gets me in trouble off the tee. So I'm in the trees having to chip out, or I'm in a not very nice spot on a par 3. But then when I think about the fact that they're going to happen, the leaky tee shots are going to happen, it's what I do next that I think unravels to the double. And so over the next 3 holes, I've picked the 3 holes that I've been doubling lately and that I would love to stop making double bogeys on. And I'm going to really put into practice this idea of the next shot mindset and next shot strategy. I'm going to start on the 10th at West Surrey, a tricky par 3 that has really been getting under my skin lately. It's 167 yards and it's a tricky number. I'm happy with that one. Rarely am I hitting this green. This is one of those holes where that leaky tee shot can really get me in trouble, and I've just not been playing it as I would like. And so I think now my theory is, because I actually had an experiment off the tee there, I took my 5-iron when previously I've been taking my rescue, either my 3 rescue or 4 rescue, because of maybe conditions, maybe thinking I don't want to be short. And actually I think I've realised that the reason I was leaking it out to the right was because I maybe felt subconsciously like I had too much club in my hand, and so I ended up quitting on it. So this one, 5-iron, I just felt I could go for it. I could really give it that commitment. We're clear of the bunkers, so we've taken the trouble out of play, and we're putting. Rather than normally on this hole, I might find myself with a wedge in my hand, and that's where I can then get into that greedy shot mindset, playing more for the score that I hope to save rather than the shot that I've got at hand. This is a tee shot where I can leak it to the right and end up getting into that trap of unravelling to a double bogey, because again, that next shot, I end up being a little bit too greedy, trying to save par rather than just play the shot that I've got at hand, which normally on this hole, if I have leaked it to the right, is under that big oak tree that you can see up there to the right. And if you're lucky, you do have a shot. But it's a tricky one because you can't go for the green. It's much more, or I can't anyway, it's much more a case of punching something under the branches and getting as far up there as you can. That's been my play. But with this next shot strategy, I'm going to play it a little bit differently. If we end up there today, nope, see, there it goes, like a magnet. But we're going to go with it because this is going to be, our next shot strategy. I wish I could say I intended to do that, but that just seems to be what happens. It's like a magnet to me, that massive tree. I think because I'm thinking of it, I end up going to it. So let's go see what we've got when we're up there. So in a way, that's worked out perfectly because now I get to flex this muscle of the next shot strategy. Normally, I'd maybe be in a spot where I could go for this. I could punch something to it. But with that branch there, and at the moment, my high ball flight, I'm just not convinced I could get it under the tree. So I'm really going to think about this. Where would I like my next shot to be from? I don't want it to be from that hairy bank up there. I don't want it to be off something, if it hits those branches, kicks me anywhere, something I can't control. So I'm going to go very sensible, have the sensible hat on, and I'm going to chip it out to the fairway this way, because I would back myself to get on the green from the fairway there more than possibly whatever the next shot, the outcome of this shot, if I take it on and try and get greedy, that's too unpredictable. So I'm going to go for predictable. Hopefully, I've got to still chip it out first, but that's where I'd like to play my next shot from. So this is what we're going to do. I've got my 8-iron because I can get under the branches here, and I want a little bit of run because again, thinking about this next shot, I want to be as over sort of towards the middle of the fairway as I can be, rather than risk leaving it in the rough still. Oh, it's so sensible. So I've got 138 to carry the front bunker, 157 to the pin. The pin is tucked to the left, but I know that this green very much slopes from left to right. So again, next shot strategy is just get it on the green. I don't want to risk that bunker, so I'm not going to go for the pin. I'm going to play it on the line of almost that second purple tree, so middle of the green, and hope that by being sensible rather than greedy, we can get it on the green, 2-putt, tuck away a bogey, save ourselves from unravelling to a double, and move on. So I'm going 7-iron, And the ball is a little bit below my feet, so I know it's going to aim or take itself off to the right for me anyway. So we're going to go purple tree. Accidentally gone for the pin again, be enough. Oh wow, it's short. Okay. Not quite the strategy that I had in mind, but that's okay. Ourselves a little tricky one here. Not ideal. But let's focus on the next shot. I'm happy with how I played that. The green, this green in particular, really tricky to get it to stop. Let's see how far away we are. Gosh, left ourselves with quite a bit of work to do here. But you know what? I actually think it's okay. I think the lesson there was that the approach shot was the one that I needed to maybe, obviously, play a little bit longer, factoring in the changing conditions as we start getting colder and as we head into what feels like winter here in the UK. But now we're just trying to put a good roll on this quite lengthy putt. Ooh, didn't give it enough. Oh dear. So we haven't yet saved this hole from being a doubler, but next time I've learned that what I need to do differently is stick with that safety shot from the trees, then just make sure on that approach I'm getting it on the green. This is another hole that I can easily unravel on if my tee shot is a little bit leaky, and it typically is. I don't know why, it just seems to be going that way at the moment. And if I do leak it out to the right, we've got the bunker. Normally I'm okay, I'm kind of clear of that, but then you've got the trees, so it's a dog leg down to the right. And if I leak my drive into those trees, it's the type of shot, again, where you think you can go for it. You see the gap, but actually it's not the most sensible play. So I'm going to really try and work on that next shot strategy on this hole to try and save it from unravelling to a double, and to know and build confidence in the play for the next time I'm playing this hole with a competition card in my hand, which is tomorrow. So to start with, we're going to try and not get into the trees with the tee shot. We're going to really focus on the bunkers up the left and try and do a little bit better at straightening up than we did on the last. To the bunkers is the play. Nope, it has gone right. Not as right as normal. Ooh, could be through. Not quite sure in this weather. I think, again, like the last hole, we're going to have a brilliant chance to really put this next shot strategy into action. You can see what I mean about the potential to spot a gap. More so if I was over here, we'd kind of have that tunnel through, but just the branches, it's not asking for a sensible shot. It's definitely not my 80% play. So I'm just going to chip it out sideways. We're going to think about that next shot. And with this, I've got my 9-iron because I want a little bit of run. I don't want to end up, again, still sort of stuck behind anything here, because I'm really trying to think about that next shot. This has happened, unfortunately. So now I have to think about, where do I want to be playing my next shot from? And it's the fairway with a direct line to the green, not blocked behind anything, not still in the rough. And so we're just going to have a little look here. Could kind of head this way, but we've got the bunker. So actually, we can make up some distance here a little bit. We don't have to go directly sideways. I'm going to chip it down towards those trees. And I've got my 9-iron because I'm worried that if I kind of take anything more lofted, I could clip the branches above us there. So I just want to make sure that this is going to reach the fairway. We'll take that. We've got 90 to the pin. Quite a bit of wind, but it's downhill, so I'm going to go full pitch and wedge. Next shot on the green would be ideal. Ooh, I'll take that. A little bit to my left, a little bit uphill. Go on. Ooh, I thought we had that. I really thought we had that, but this is okay. I will take a bogey rather than a double when I'm out of position like that. And we gave it a look, we gave it a chance. So it worked on 2 of the 3 holes, and I've got some work to do on that 11th, but I will take the progress, and I'm going to be using this next shot strategy in my next competition when I find myself which I have a feeling will happen, facing that leaky tee shot, and I may be in the trees or in a spot that I don't want to be in, rather than let myself get a little bit too greedy, try and really chase down that score. Instead, I'm going to think about the shot that I've got at hand, really focus on that, but also think about what is the next shot that I would love to be playing that will put me in the best position to maybe get up and down for a par, or at worst, walk away with a bogey and move on.